If you like these stories and you want to follow the giants along on their adventures, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Tell me a giant story.
The sun had just gone down over the giant's mountain. The giant children, Luna, Bo, Apple Peach Banana, and Ernie, were sitting around playing with their cats. There was the orange cat, named Nip, the multicolored cat, named Stripe, and the all-black cat, named Liam Lemur. Apple Peach Banana wondered out loud,
I wonder what a cat's doing with sleepy at night.
which gave Luna the idea.
I have an idea. We can put a camera on Nip's collar so then we can see what the cats are doing at night time.
Bo went and dug out his camera. Luna went and dug out a collar. That way they could attach the camera to the cat collar and then fasten it onto one of their cats. But what cat should we put it on? Luna asked. Well, there was no chance they were going to be getting that cat collar on Liam Lemur. He was way too cranky and feisty of a cat to allow any of the kids to try to put anything on him. I think we should put it on Nip, Apple Peach Banana said. So all they had to do was grab Nip, give him a little head rub, and then fasten the collar onto his neck. He didn't mind one bit. Then Mom Giant called, Luna, Bo, Apple Peach Banana, Ernie, it's time for bed. Luna clicked the camera on Nip's neck to the on button. While we're sleeping, it will record everything the cats do at night, and in the morning we can watch to see what they do. The giant children headed inside, brushed their teeth, got their jammies on, and got snugly in their beds. It was hard for them to fall asleep because they just kept wondering what in the world did those cats do at night. They were always so tired during the day, so they must do something fun at night. Did they play flashlight hide and seek with each other? Did they have parties with each other? Did they ever meet up with other cats? Or maybe they did boring things like fold the laundry and reading newspapers. The giant children didn't know for sure, but they would find out. After they all finally fell asleep, thinking about cats, of course, they all dreamed of what the cats were doing. And then, in the morning, Bo bolted up from his bed and said,
Let's check the camera.
His siblings responded.
Yeah!
By the time they got to Nip to get the camera off of his neck, the camera battery had died. So they had to find the charger and plug it in before they could find out what those cats did at night. Luna plugged the camera in and powered it on. The first thing they saw was the cats gathering together. And then they heard a lot of meowing. They couldn't understand it, but I'll translate it for you. First, Nip said, All right, guys, the giant kids are sleeping. We can stand up now. Then Liam said, Oh, finally! I've been waiting all day to stand up. I get so tired of walking around on all four legs. And Stripe got up on his back two legs instantly and said, "All right, guys, I heard there's a musical chair party going on in town tonight." The giant children then saw the cats crawl into a cave they never noticed on the side of the mountain. And it got really dark and they couldn't see anything for about 10 minutes. Then the cats must have came out of the cave because then they could see through Nip's camera that Liam Lemur was wearing clothes. And Stripe was wearing clothes. They were both dressed up in fancy shirts and cat pants. They couldn't see what Nip was wearing because the camera was on Nip. But they suspected that he was also dressed up. Then they heard some more meowing. I'll translate for you. Nip was saying, "Ooh, I just love my new collar, guys. It matches my outfit perfectly." Liam Lemur said, "Nah, it's all right." And Stripe said, "I wonder why those kids put that collar on you today." Then Nip said, "Well, we better be off. I think the musical chairs is going to start soon." Then the giant children watched on the camera as all three of the cats wandered down the giant mountain into the village below, where they were seen walking to an old building with big wooden doors. But down at the bottom of the wooden door, there was a smaller cutout wooden door and a knocker on it. Then they saw through Nip's camera that his paw went up, grabbed the knocker, and knocked 3 times. Then a cat with sunglasses on answered the door knocker and let Liam Lemur, Nip, and Stripe into the building. In the building, there were all kinds of cats, puffy white cats, multicolored kittens, even cats that didn't have any fur at all. And in the center of the room, there was a bunch of chairs lined up, back to back. And then, very clearly, the giant children could hear one loud meowing. It translated to, "All right, cats, line up. We've got 19 chairs and 20 cats. We're going to play the favorite cat game of musical chairs. The last cat sitting is the winner. And the winner gets a can of tuna." Then, through the camera, Nip was running around trying to find a spot to stand and wait for the music to begin. Once they could see all of the cats that were there lined up in a big circle around those chairs, they heard the music start. It was very funny sounding music. Cats have very odd taste. And then, when the music stopped, there was a mad rush to the chairs. Except for one cat. One cat didn't move a muscle. He didn't care. He didn't even want to play musical chairs. And when the camera went to the cat that was still standing, it was Liam Lemur. He was such a party pooper, even at cat parties. Nip's camera picked up on him shrugging his shoulders and going off to sit at a table by himself to eat watermelon. Liam Lemur was watching everyone play musical chairs, and one by one a cat would have to get out of the game. And then when there was 10 cats left, Stripe was out of the game. He went back to where Liam Lemur was sitting, sat down next to him, and watched to see who would win. But Nip was still in the game, so you could still hear the music playing, and then it would stop and see the camera rushing to a chair. And then, finally, there was only 2 cats left with 1 chair. One of the cats that was left was the big, furry, puffy, soft white cat. And the other cat that was left was Nip. The music started to play. And it went on and on and on. Nip was actually starting to feel dizzy, and so were the giant children from watching on the camera Nip go around in circles and circles and circles. And finally, when you thought the music would never stop, it stopped. And Nip raced that white puffy cat to the chair and won. Right after he sat on it, the big puffy white cat sat on his lap, but it was clear that Nip had gotten there first. He had won the can of tuna. All of the cats in the whole building cheered, and just as it was getting so exciting, the camera battery must have died and it cut out. Oh man, I wonder what else they did. Bo was quite disappointed, but he figured they could just charge the camera up and put it back on the cats another night. That was so exciting, Luna said. I definitely want to see what the cats do every night. Then the giant children looked over at their cats, and they saw all 3 of them napping. Of course they were tired out. They had gone to a musical chair party. All while the giant children were sleeping at night. The end. Good night, Giants.